So we're live on Facebook whenever you guys are ready.
These are also saved now, right? We talked about that.
Yeah,
Do we have any knowledge if anybody goes back and looks?
I'm not sure. I could look after the meeting's over. I'll go back to the- It's recorded on our YouTube, uploaded to our YouTube channel,
Okay,
and then that's linked to our website, so.
okay. We can stand for the pledge this evening. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What here? Or start. Looks like it is 6:30, so I will open up the January 2nd, 2024. Happy New Year, everyone. Bradley Town Council meeting. All town councilors are present, as well as Town Manager Melissa Stone and Fire Chief Eric Gifford. And I will make a motion to accept the December 19th, 2023 Town Council minutes as presented this evening.
Second, to recognize Ann being here.
And Ian too.
Recognize me? Thank you.
We'll recognize her when we get the citizen request. And she's got some papers, so she'll talk. I think the motion's been made and seconded for the minutes from the last meeting. Any corrections, comments on those at all? If not, we'll vote. Jim?
Aye.
Dwayne?
Aye.
Larry?
Aye.
Charles was
Aye.
excused last meeting, so, and Mark said.
That's right.
We will jump down to citizens' requests. And Delaware, all right.
First of all, I wanted to say that our next senior luncheon will be on Wednesday, January 17th and 11:30 at St. Anne's Church Hall here in Bradley. And the menu, if anybody's interested, is a 4 medley soup, like 4 different soups. Beef stew, chicken soup, corn chowder, and a minestrone. Okay, frosted cakes and white and chocolate. Not together, but, so that's one thing, right? Well, this is the one for next month, but I won't be here, so you can just read it on, or you see it. The other thing, the booklet that we did growing up Bradley. They ordered 100 and I come in and got 50 because I had told everybody who put in the book, they get a free copy, right? So I'm running out, and so they've only got 14 left here. And so I've asked Missy if she would order another 100, and she said she would. So the other thing is, I've had a lot of people ask me about the Great Works Stream book that I did previous year. And we had 500 of those, I think. And we donations in 7 days, we got $707 on donations to pay for 500. So I would like the approval for her to order another 100 because I have taken both that booklet and the new one up to the library and they cataloged it. Believe it or not, we'll catalog. And I would like to put a copy of each at the Old Town Museum with a little note that says, you can get your copy at the Town of Bradley office for $2. So that's where my thinking is. What do you think?
So the $700 that you raised for the Great Works,
That paid for the.
that paid for everything?
500, yeah.
Wow. Great.
So she's got $7 in there floating around treasury.
That was last year, that's gone.
So do I understand, Melissa, that you've already ordered another 100,
We did order another 100, yeah.
and this now becomes a third 100?
Yes.
No,
Oh, no,
No,
she's,
This is a separate one.
no, this is a separate request for the Great Works Stream Book.
Okay,
I would like her to order another 100 of those because they're all gone, all 500 are gone.
okay.
And so if we put it out in the public, they're gonna be looking for it. And I've had requests from me and I say, sorry, they're all gone. And what I do have is like 2 or 3, I don't wanna give them away. And so, if we could get another 100 and they stay here, sell them for $2, hey. Be good.
Well, I would make a motion that we support the purchase of an additional 100 of the prior book regarding the stream.
Great Works Stream.
I second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Just missing a quick question, if any, I mean, I'm sure it's not like an accounting
no, it's fine.
issue or anything.
Yeah, it's fine. I just, I'd like to make sure we get our money back.
Right, right.
I don't have it in my budget to, and those, books, like we've only made $186 off of the Growing Up Bradley one. And, so we haven't recouped our printing money as of yet, so it's not that big of a deal, but it is a budgeting.
So is the goal raising money, or is it more about getting the word out and, helping people understand the history of Bradley?
I'm not particularly interested in raising money. I just know I have a set budget that I have to work with throughout the year.
Right, and why I'm asking that is there are other ways that we can kind of, I mean, do people know that they can go to the library, for example, and look at it there, or, is there a way maybe we can put it on the website, things like that, instead of, having it through, paper?
Oh, yeah. We could definitely upload that to the website, the book, and not have it if people didn't want to purchase it, but she's requesting that we have some to purchase. at this time.
And maybe in a printable form, or something people can.
What's the
print
suggested,
and-
what's the suggested donation for the Great Works Street book, Great Works Stream book?
We just did that asking for donations
Right.
because we have several, the whole thing started with, she had taken it to the Great Works Conservation Group, thinking that the Conservation Group would purchase the printing, and they decided not to. But individuals in that group said, we'll donate money to
Right.
do it, and so then I said, well, the town will do it. We'll take the donations with the council approval, obviously, and we should be able to raise the money to pay for the books, which we did. Very sure.
Melissa, with respect to the latest book, how would we have to adjust the price, if you will, to recoup the printing cost?
I'm gonna have to look at that. I thought that the $2 a book was going to take care of it, so I have to look. I was just looking tonight when she came in and talked to me. We haven't gotten the invoice for the printing yet, but I think it was like $300 to print 100, but that's just my off the top of my head, so.
Okay. That's pretty good. So any other questions or comments about the motion at hand to print another 100 copies of the Great Works Stream book? If not, we'll vote. Jim?
Aye.
Dwayne?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Larry? Aye. Marks and
Thank you, gentlemen.
I.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I think that shuts me right on.
Thank you for all the groundwork and getting both of those projects off the
Well,
ground.
thank God for April. I wouldn't have been able to do it the second one with her, well, the first one either, but this one, she typed up really big. I didn't have to take any. And, that was like unbelievable. I started calling people last year when I was in Florida. And, there were over 50 people who donated a story to that little book, which is really amazing. And they're also really excited about it. If you could have seen, Missy, if you could have seen Valerie Buchanan when I gave it to her, and I said, just open the back page, Val, right? And she opened the back page and it was, we are the Bradley girls, right? We put that whole thing in there. And she just laughed and she got the biggest kick out of it. A lot of history, besides all the fun things within that booklet. If you haven't read it, you really need to, you know, glance through it. It's really amazing. I'm proud of them.
Good. Proud of you for doing it.
Thank you.
Any other citizens' requests this evening? No? We'll jump down to manager's report.
Okay, well, the first item I want to talk about is the trash last week. You probably noticed it wasn't picked up on Thursday, and I just want to put it on record, it was completely my fault. Neil our contractor had emailed me at the beginning of November, and in the email it clearly states that they will be picking trash up on Friday, Christmas and New Year's, and I forgot about that. So I apologize for that error. As soon as we kind of figured out that trash wasn't being picked up, I made a call to him and he explained that he had already told me that. So we got the information as quickly as we could, and obviously the trash was picked up on Friday and the trash will be picked up again this week on Friday, so my fault.
I was out of
Not-
town and I got my trash up before I left, and when I came back on Sunday, it was gone.
It was
so.
gone. Residents are very particular about their trash. We take a lot of calls about trash. So I apologize, that was completely my fault. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you. We had talked about doing a public hearing regarding the codification ordinance. I just wanted to kind of get a feel if everybody thought they were going to be available for the January 31st meeting. If anybody has stuff on their schedule, then I can post that, okay? In your boxes, I provided you with copies of the briefings that our attorney supplied and Robert Ring's appointed attorney supplied to the judge. These were submitted to the court, to the judge on Friday, the 29th. So I do expect a judgment hopefully within the week, next week at the latest. I kind of outlined the conversation I had with our attorney. The appointed attorney suggested that the town is violating constitutional rights for First Amendment speech regarding signage. And that I don't believe we are, because the law clearly states that we can allow regulations on signage, we can't allow what they say. And we do not do that. We do not regulate what they say. We have nothing to do with that. It's just the size and the setbacks is the only thing that we really require. So our attorney, I thought, did a good job doing a rebuttal. And I feel like, we will have a favorable judgment, because you'll notice in the appointed attorney's briefing, he only talked about the signage. He didn't talk about the junkyard or the violation for the, with all of the junk and all of the garbage and all of the feces causing, ferment, et cetera. So hopefully we'll have something within the next week on that.
Melissa, would you distribute that when you receive it?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Last meeting, you approved a resolve to seek a superior court judgment to demolish the property, the building at 114 Cram Street, and to clean up the property. And so Robert Wing was served his paperwork by Penobscot County Sheriff's Department on Friday. And I have not heard anything from Kennebec County regarding Michael Hayden. But John Hammer and I worked on Friday and did a draft complaint, and I think he's going to be submitting that to the court this week. So that is moving forward. Any questions about that?
I mean, back to like you said, the note about freedom of speech. I mean, like you said, it's covered, should be covered with our sign ordinance, because
Yeah.
we're not saying anything about the house, which has all kinds of writing over on it, right? We know we can't control that,
Right,
so
absolutely.
hopefully, you know, like you said, the court will kind of rule in our favor for.
I feel that they probably will. The attorney talked in his briefing, the appointed attorney talked about the town was asking for $200,000 in fines, and I specifically testified the complete opposite of that, so. You know, he's an appointed attorney, and I'm sure he's trying to get his money for the work that he had to do.
All about the billable.
It is about the billables, and that
Yeah.
would have been a very difficult case for an appointed attorney to have. He admitted in court he didn't have any municipal experience, the appointed attorney, so he didn't know what an LPI was and or what Department of Human Services, like, he admitted that, so I'm sure that was his juncture on that briefing.
Yeah, there's a court to really assess the fees, right? It's not our job to assess
Right.
or assume financial capacity, you know, for,
Yeah.
you know, 114 or, the best house in the town, so
Mhm.
it's up to the court.
Let's see. Oh, per my contract, every year in January, the town council does a review of my performance, so I've given you the standard form that we have used in the past. I asked if you could fill that out, if you have any questions, or if you want a different format, you can let me know, I can see what I can come up with, but I will put that on the agenda for next meeting on the 16th. And then lastly, I have the RSU is working on a strategic plan. They have a draft copy available to review now. They had a workshop today and they're having another one tomorrow at noon if anyone's interested in participating. I believe it's in person only. If any council member or any member of the public is interested in seeing the draft and submitting comments, they can get in touch with me and I can provide that to them. And that's really all I have for my manager's report.
Any other questions or comments on the manager's report? Do you think? If not, we'll jump down to new business. New business from you, Missy?
I have done.
Any new business from the council? If not, we will jump down to unfinished business. Unfinished business from you, Missy.
None.
Unfinished business from the council.
I just had one question I'd like to surface. I wonder if we've heard anything from our tax assessor yet with regard to the reclassification that he was tasked with.
He's been working on it. He's been in and out of the office a little bit. He was just here last week, but he was doing his monthly work when he was here, but we just had a brief conversation about it being able to be completed and he felt it would be. He to do so.
I have a question about the last meeting, we talked about the guy that was running a repair shop down on
Yeah,
178 or
Yeah.
something. We
So-
got into that.
Yep, so Dean and I drafted a notice of violation today. You'll remember your meeting was on the 19th and Dean doesn't come in until the next Tuesday, which was the day after Christmas. So today was the first time that we've met since your last meeting. So he drafted the notice of violation and we sent that off to John Hammer for his review. And then once we get the okay with that, we'll go ahead and send that out to him.
And the other one is one at, 29 Main Road, where the trailer is, and they've got a bunch of vehicles there, and we have an ordinance that says only 2 unregistered vehicles, and it's at least 3, maybe more.
Is that by the old salt shed, before the old salt shed?
Yeah,
Yeah. We worked really hard to get rid of the camper that people were living in.
yeah, there's a blue top on that one too, the rest of it. But there's also a Florida car there that has not moved in 2 years.
Okay,
And then there's the other 2 that are on the north end of the property that haven't moved either. And then they had put a bunch of refrigerators and all that.
oh yeah, they're definitely, and my conversation with him is that we don't have a dump. And so that's why this stuff is there, so, I will in the spring offer them cleanup stickers like I did in the past, but I can have Dean look at the vehicle situation. It definitely is a property that is very messy, but, it's really hard to get people to communicate with you. It really is. And, I was thinking about this a while ago. On the old days, not that long ago, we used to go and knock on residents' doors. We just don't do that anymore. And there's many reasons why we don't do that. Times have changed, and even my tenure here, it would be nothing for me to go and knock on a resident's door and think nothing of it, but I probably wouldn't do that now without somebody with me, like a law enforcement official. So.
One more question about trash, down where the apartments are. There, he has a dumpster,
Yes,
the dumpster's full.
yes,
I think somebody moved in because on Saturday, they ended up with about a dozen garbage bags out by the road.
really, because today he told me he had those out last Friday at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but is our trash guy supposed to pick up that even though the guy's got a dumpster or?
Yes, I mean, there's nothing in our land use ordinance that requires apartments to have dumpsters. They typically do because it's a convenience for their tenants. But I talked to the owner actually this evening because the trash that was out there. And he explained that he had the trash out there at 7 o'clock on Friday. Neil specifically called me and asked if we were supposed to pick that up because we never pick it up because he had the dumpster, but the dumpster's full. So, yes, the trash,
Will go away this Friday.
it will go away this Friday. Yep.
Anything else for unfinished business for this evening? Any luck finding anything more about the damage that was done on the front lawn there for the?
Well, you can see it. I think, did you look at it, Eric? It's really hard to see the plate. It's impossible to see the plate. And I have no idea. I don't know what's going on because there's a whole bunch of burnouts all through Main Street too, that
Yeah.
that seemed to have happened this past weekend, because I was in town Saturday morning and I didn't notice it, and I came through yesterday and I was like, somebody randomly would stop every 100 feet or so and do a burnout.
Screech.
And there was, I didn't have any complaints about it or, nothing from the sheriff's department, so, but no, I really don't know what happened with that. I would assume somebody was impaired.
Lost control of their burnout and,
No.
oh, no, that wasn't it, yeah.
I think they went and tried to, they thought probably, it looked like to me, they probably tried to turn around because they headed back that way.
Yeah,
And they came from,
I don't,
and they obviously couldn't because they can't get across acres of trees. So I think they got
Instead of-
really confused.
and instead of backing up,
Yep, they
went through the ditch,
rolled through the ditch.
so, yeah.
It'd probably just need a little bit of repair and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty easy to fix, but it's just very random.
I'm surprised that you said if there's a lot of, I didn't know this, I haven't been through town here, like I said, I've been at the town for a little while, but nobody called about people screeching tires.
I didn't hear it,
I think the new tires don't make much noise.
No.
They burn and they smoke, but they don't make noise like the old ones.
It's on Grand Street too.
On Graham Street too,
Street too.
huh?
Maybe there are tenant there.
I don't think he has a vehicle. Yeah.
Any other unfinished business for this evening?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
The house at the very end of Graham Street,
Mhm.
coming up with a dumpster
Yes,
in the yard. Thank God for the wind. The house, that garage is finally fallen, but is it gonna be like that?
so Dean wrote him a letter asking for a plan for cleanup. And he called last week. I don't know if they connected today or not. So we just kind of wrote a letter, but, it's just hard because our land use doesn't address that kind of stuff, and there's a misconception that the town is paying for that dumpster. That's completely false.
I didn't think so.
And, I've had conversations with that the occupant of that home prior to the garage falling in or barn falling in, and asked if there was anything I could do to help in their housing situation. And they are very content living in the house that they're living in and the way that they live in. And there's not much somebody can do outside of that. I personally think it's a situation that they don't have a lot of money and they don't have a mortgage payment on that property. So if they went into like a housing situation, they would actually have a rent payment, you know, it'd be based on income. I think that they like the lifestyle that they lived unsupervised, so. You know, I've had some calls about it, and my suggestion is to the people that call is, maybe you could stop by and offer to help with the cleanup.
My biggest concern with the property was if you watch the chimney over this past summer, chimney gradually collapsed in.
I know,
And I don't know if
it's,
that's a hazard, I guess if it blocks it off completely and fill the house full of smoke, but
I mean, if it catches on fire, there's not much anybody can do about it. There's absolutely nothing anybody can do about it. But it's a situation that they're creating and happy with.
And there's no, like you said, our ordinance doesn't cover, you need to get rid of that garbage by a.
Well, we could do, Dean and I talked about that today, because now that the barn is fallen in even further, we found that we can kind of see like household garbage in there. And we do have a section in our ordinance that talks about, you know, cleanliness and maintenance to property, et cetera. And that's kind of what the letter stated, that, you know, we need to work on a plan to get the garbage situation taken care of. And what's your plan to take down
Yeah.
the remaining?
Yeah, look like I've maybe a hot water heater on the backside
Yeah.
that they yanked out just through on the lawn. Okay, I'm glad that Dean's in touch with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, plan what to do. Anything else? The next thing on the agenda is the municipal warrants, so I'll make a motion to accept the municipal warrants as presented this evening.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for the warrants. Any questions or comments on any of those that we all ran through, reviewed? If not, we'll vote. Jim?
Aye.
Dwayne?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Larry? Aye. Marks and I. Next meeting is set for January 16th, 2024. I will be out of town that day. So I will most likely not even be able to attend virtually. I'll try if I can, but I most likely won't. If anybody else cannot make it, let the town office and other counselors know. And do we have anything from the live stream?
Michael Eastman is asking if there's a charge isolated for the department coming to stray off the road at 114 Graham Street. We haven't received any information from the sheriff's office requesting that information, but when it does, we will be assessing a charge.
A charge for the.
The hose,
Yeah.
the hose, yeah,
That was it?
that's all we got.
Okay. We need a motion to adjourn then.
So
And seconded and third, it sounded like. I'm in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
good to see you again, Ann.
Enjoy Florida. When are you going?
21st, back on March 6th.
What part of Florida?
Clearwater, Madeira Beach. My granddaughter lives in Madeira Beach. And so I'm going down and spend a couple of weeks with her. And then I'll be in Clearwater with Richard Teacher.
We're just down there. My brother lives in Florida in Palm